You can go to any part of the globe and mention the name Malcolm X, and at least someone will know who he is. The Malcolm X Foundation is charged with preserving the birth site of Malcolm X, as well as educating people on his entry into the world, the circumstances surrounding his family, his heritage, his bloodline, but more importantly, his legacy as a human rights hero.
This organization has been around since 1971. It was founded by Rowena Moore. She was a local civil rights, labor rights activist here in Omaha. She was critical in the founding of this birth site. She was also critical in making sure this grounds was protected as a historical landmark. And lastly, she was also critical in continuing the legacy of Malcolm's birthday celebration happening every year on May 19th.
You come up to the Malcolm X birth site, what you'll find is our visitor center.
We talk a lot about the history of Omaha plus Malcolm's story.
Then individuals oftentimes looking for the house that Malcolm lived in. Well, in 1965, in July, after his passing, his house was torn down. But there is a historical marker in place of where his house was.
Everybody walks away with that history chapter that's missing currently in the education system.
They'll walk away with a clear understanding that he wasn't violent, that he wasn't a segregationist, and that he was a more in-depth man than the brief pieces of Malcolm that we've been getting.
People also walk away feeling motivated to find out what they can do to encourage awareness in their own lives. There have been plays, there have been films, short stories, etc. There has never been a Malcolm X opera.
I know Malcolm's story inside and out. So as I'm watching this opera, I'm pointing out pieces like, that's that moment, that's that moment.
The dancers, they call it the spirit of the times. They amplified the energy that was taking place in each scene. That always resonates with me when I can feel what's going on.
There's individuals who are singing parts of Malcolm's life that have this range that I had never heard before. Malcolm was a huge jazz fan. And so this opera has jazz components in it. Malcolm X, jazz, and opera, it just sounds like a weird combination, but it is working out really well. Opera Omaha has been very intentional about asking the right questions and making sure we've been involved step by step in the process to ensure that they are being very careful with Malcolm and his legacy, which we appreciate very much.
The story that is true about Malcolm that's presented is what I hope that people take away. This wasn't that long ago. You know, this was in somebody's lifetime that maybe they know. There's more that can be done. There's more to learn still. Everybody needs to learn about Malcolm X.
Well, we would hope at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation that they take an interest in Malcolm X and they take a deeper dive into his life, his legacy, his story, and more importantly, the work that he was attempting to accomplish.